From DS Media Studios in Tema, Ghana, this is Two Pesewas. Two Pesewas is a weekly podcast where we cover a range of topics, from buzzing media headlines to music to highlights from the week. Each episode is co-hosted by myself, Peaches, and Eddie.
Hello and welcome to episode 9.
Woo!
Yeah, we're happy that you're still here. You're still listening. You're still happy that we're doing this thing.
Actually, people might be listening more now than before.
We've got more subscribers actually.
Yes,
haven't we?
and all our old podcast numbers still keep going,
Going
up.
up,
So
yeah.
shout
Well
out to y'all
done.
for that.
So we're going to dive right into in the news.
Okay.
So today, my in the news is a bit about Snoopy technology, let me say invasive technology. So I was reading a headline about WhatsApp testing alerts to stop users from forwarding spam messages.
Oh,
So apparently this is something they want to test. And I know you receive a lot of these weird messages going around, especially from our aunties and our
My
moms.
cousin, I have one cousin in particular.
No.
I'm like, what are these fringe conspiracy
I don't
theories?
know.
Illuminati?
I know, like, why do they keep sending these things? Like, I just immediately delete these forwarded messages. And so you see all sorts of things. I know there was one about some babies who would look like the avatar. And people actually thought it was real babies born blue like that. I said, come on, this cannot be real. Like, it cannot be real. And yeah, so the other day I was teaching my 70-year-old aunt how to use WhatsApp.
Aww.
Yes, I know, it was so precious. She was so excited. She was giggling. And I was just saying to myself, if you knew the flurry of messages and nonsense that you're going to get, you wouldn't be this happy. Yeah. But the whole headline just got me thinking that a lot of the times we seem to be sacrificing our privacy for sort of convenience sake. We're giving up so much. We're giving away so much data. We don't know what people are doing with this data. And this data is gold. So you got to be careful. And I just remember I was chatting with someone recently and I sent him a link to some silicone toothbrushes. So we talked about it for a bit and then I went to my Facebook feed. And all of a sudden,
the ad is that thing is so creepy.
Listen, I found it very creepy. I told him that, you know what, I think somebody's stalking me.
Or it's like the cookies in there. I don't know.
But then, you see, the thing is, and then he was saying that, but Facebook acquired WhatsApp. And I say, yeah, that's all well and good. But I don't like, for my WhatsApp and my Facebook, there is no linkage. I don't use the same email address. I didn't use the same phone number. So how are they getting this data?
Now, it's probably that you went on your browser and did it. Because WhatsApp claim they have end-to-end encryption. Therefore, only the two of you can actually ever read your messages to each other. Right. But the fact even that anywhere you go online and you're browsing, looking for other things, the cookies save and then you'll be on some completely different place and some ad of something you did 2 weeks ago.
It's just very it's very creepy.
It's disconcerting.
And then another thing with the same person I was chatting with, like we have like a gazillion WhatsApp messages between each other. So when he was on Facebook, he said my name kept popping up as somebody you might know. And this is just based on WhatsApp messaging. And if I remember correctly, I think there was a time when there was some sort of there was an issue about Facebook sharing data, something we're not supposed to do. So yeah, all I'm saying is that I just feel that all these things are very intrusive. I mean, I've already talked about this technology as it is. It's quite addictive.
Watch Black Mirror. Have you watched Black Mirror?
I haven't. I've heard about it.
You have to.
Right.
It's really unhealthy for me because I'm actually a technophobe. Like, I feel like technology is going to destroy us.
Yeah, it's
eventually.
I don't know.
But Black Mirror, it actually, the whole series is about how the dark side of technology and what its, I guess, unintended or unexpected effects are. Right. Very, very good. And it's kind of, you'll find this kind of thing in there.
I don't know, it's so creepy. And we're not really taking time to think about the things we're putting out there. There's so many platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Insta, Snapchat, what have you. And we're putting things out there that's going to be on the web forever. You know, it's a bit worrying, but we've sort of adjusted to the fact that, it's all for convenience, so it's okay for us to do that. I just think we need to be a bit more...
I think there's this company, what they do is they... how do I put it? Basically, your social media presence, I think your Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, all feeds into this stream if you sign up with them. And for life or however.
Right.
And then when you die, it will create some algorithm that will create a persona of you.
Oh Lord.
And then you'll be able, your loved ones or whatever will be able to like message you, and then the algorithm will reply in a way that they feel you would have after having compiled your Twitter whatever messages for a lifetime. I'm like, that is so creepy.
And the thing is, people are using data for like horrible things. I know my sister, for example, she's never put up a picture of her kids on social media, because I know there was an instance where somebody put a picture of their child up, and the picture was used for something else.
It happens. They steal the pictures, and
it's so scary. It's just, I think, something we need to think about a bit, and that's
just be more conscious of what you put out there.
Yes, and that's my in the news.
That's good. Okay. So mine is more, I guess, localized. So I saw a headline on the BBC the other day that menstruating girls banned from crossing the River Ofin. Did you see that?
Oh, I did see that.
Okay.
Yes, I saw it.
So somewhere in Upper Dentra in the central region, apparently the river god decreed that menstruating girls should not be allowed to cross the river. Now, the problem here is they need to cross the river. In that community, they have to cross the river in order to get to school. So what this actually means is that the girls will have to be kept out of school for at least for a week at a time each month. So when you add that up, that actually, okay, so let's say 1 out of every 4 weeks, you are probably going to have a period. Right. So in a year, that is 3 months of school that these young girls are going to miss. And it really, really pissed me off, because already we have this problem where, lack of access to sanitary products keeps girls out of school. Okay, then even before that, societally and culturally or whatever, educating girl children was not a priority, because they're like, oh, you're just going to get married and go and cook for your husband. Anyway, so why do you need to go to school?
Exactly.
So it's really frustrating that in 2018, and I was like, who even allowed them to do this? Like, how is this legal?
Oh, they say they're God, so...
what authority? So, like, what actually, is it the local chiefs council, whatever, traditional? What authority do they actually have to prevent somebody from, going somewhere or having access to schools and whatever?
And I'm sure this thing has been going on for a while, right?
I wonder. I was like, is this a new decree or is it?
I haven't heard this before.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently the Central Regional Minister and then the Ashanti Regional Minister said they will get together and find the best solution for the issue. I was like, what solution? The thing is,
it's not straightforward.
Go to hell.
It's not pretty straightforward.
What can the river god do? I beg. So, and I'm just like, you know what? This is, people try and mock feminism and things like that. But these are the reasons why people are so upset.
Yes.
And I always find it interesting that all these funny things always disproportionately affect women. All our strange cultural practices and what have you always are targeted towards women. Whether it's female genital mutilation or breast pounding or binding. You say that, men will look at you. Why don't you gouge the eyes out of men or something when they turn teenagers or whatever? Why is it that the girls
has to suffer? Like,
if the man is going, then why don't you go and blind boys or cut their penises off? Not that, hey, I'm not advocating any of them, but I'm just saying, it just, the mentality and the psychology and how we approach the issue always tends to disproportionately impact the girls in a negative way. And so for all of you who sit around and go online mocking feminists and feminists this and that, you have to understand and open your eyes to what is actually going on and how, I guess it's easy. If the thing doesn't affect you,
it's easy to dismiss it. Exactly. I know there's somebody, on this menstruation topic, I know somebody made a comment as the girls should be able to hold it in or some stupid comment like that. Like, you see how somebody's thinking? Like, hold it in. Absolutely no, like pee. Like, you have absolutely...
They don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. And they won't be quiet too. We talked about this last time. If you don't know what's happening, it's okay to be quiet.
Exactly. Just
you don't know that what we're talking about, so just be quiet and keep it moving.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Anyway, so that was something that I found very frustrating and annoying. And I'm like, it's 2018.
Can you imagine?
And girls are still being held back because a river god said so. No, I don't. I have a deep amount of respect for people's, religious beliefs until they start to impact others in a negative way. So And that's, so...
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my in the news this week.
Okay. So then we're on to Song of the Week. And I have 2 songs for today. The first one, I don't know whether you've heard about Chronixx. Do you know Chronixx?
Of course. Girl, am I not
Jamaican. I mean, you would know Chronixx.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love Chronixx. The song that I really like is Here Comes Trouble.
I'm not sure I've heard that.
It's so good.
Because the thing
jam.
with dancehall artists, it's like every day they release 10 songs. You're like, why? Because you can't even keep up.
And this one was from Dread and Terrible. Apparently, this was neither an album nor an EP.
I told you. They just wake up
I know,
and
so I don't know
songs.
what it was. So the song is Here Comes Trouble. He has a new album out, which is called Chronology, which is also really, really good.
Ooh,
so go check out Chronixx.
right.
He's the man. The second song that I have is from the Walls group. So they're the Walls.
I don't know that.
Yeah, they're a contemporary gospel group.
Oh, okay.
So they're 4 siblings and they sing like really beautiful songs.
Are they black?
Yes, they are.
Oh,
So the song is called Satisfied, and that's one of my favorites as well. So go check them out as well, the Walls group, and the song is Satisfied. I've forgotten the name of their album, but then if you go check Walls group Satisfied, you should find it.
Ooh, I'm very excited.
Yes, and then one tip, if you can, go listen to their a cappella renditions on YouTube. You just
The
be blown.
Walls?
Yeah, the Walls. You'll be blown up.
I'm very
They're
excited.
so good. So those were the 2. Chronixx, Here Comes Trouble, and then the Walls group Satisfied.
Nice. And it's not that I'm racist or anything, but when it's a black person, you're in for some vocals, man. You just know
Brilliant.
it.
They're just brilliant.
Although shout out to Celine Dion and things like that. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so that's it.
Okay. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. So for my music of the week or songs of the week, I also have 2 songs. Now, the first one is from a Portuguese Cape Verdean singer called Sara Tavares.
Oh, no, never heard.
And the song is called Balance. And it is you might have
Yeah,
actually.
it sounds very familiar.
It is from her 2005 album, which is also called Balance. Now, in Portuguese, it means swing, like move your body like that. And I actually first heard about this song thanks to J. Cole again. Now, shout outs to J. Cole. That man knows music, okay? As you remember, Balance, AC Balada, I got it from one of, So he sampled this song as well on a song of his, like I said, called Balance. So I went to listen to it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, her music style is a blend of pop, jazz, and criollo, which is traditional Cape Verdean music, and it's like very acoustic guitar heavy. And her voice is just beautiful and gorgeous.
Lovely.
The song is amazing, and actually shout outs to you too, because I was listening to Joy Denalani's album, and she has a song on there with Sara Tavares. And I was like, I know this name. And then so I was like, yeah, she had that song, Balance, that I loved. So
Is it the Waterfront song? Or is it that one?
I can't remember. I don't know what it's called, but there's a song that a couple of people
on
it.
there. Yes,
that
that's
song.
the one. Okay, right.
So that's my first song, Balance by Sara Tavares. And the second song I have this week is repping GH, and it's called Makoma, and it's by Adina, featuring Sarkodia. Have you heard it?
No.
Okay. So about a week or 2 ago, I went to Republic. Thanks to my friend Saka. Shout outs to you, Saka. He was going there because he said Adina was performing there. Now I feel like I had heard her name and stuff.
I have definitely heard.
I couldn't tie it to any
Mm.
songs. And it turns out I did know the songs. I just didn't know she sang them. Anyway, so I went to this thing, and she performed, and I was so struck. I was like, 1, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. 2, her voice is incredibly powerful. She has this really great stage presence, and the songs are cute as hell. And this one, Makoma, was produced by Kiddy, who is like he's living his best life right now. Okay, his songs are popping on the charts. And what have you, and it has that kind of same Kiddy or Dove vibe.
Right.
It's just really nice. And of course, Sark came and put his own signature twist on it.
That's right.
And so apparently she was on Stars of the Future. Now I don't really watch TV, so I wouldn't have known this. But apparently she was one of the contestants on there. It's like a reality singing competition or whatever. So yeah, check those. But it's really good stuff. And she has another song called is it You Lied to Me, or I love something. Anyway, please go check her out. Adina Thembi, actually.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
And also Sara Tavares Balance. So that's me.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Right. So on to What the F. So in today's What the F, the bedbugs on British Airways planes.
Hey, goodness.
So in the news, they said an infested British Airways plane was heading to Ghana, and one of the crew saw a bedbug walking over.
If it was one pool, bedbugs.
That's just the thing.
Crawling. Isn't the seats were crawling?
So I can just imagine that the whole thing was infested, and that's already British Airways has been having a couple of years. I think their reputation has gone down the drain. They've had complaints about customer service, and apparently this wasn't like a first time. There has been another incident where British Airways was en route to Las Vegas, and they also
and I think another South Africa. I think I saw a South African trip too.
It means that they're actually not cleaning the planes properly. But I remember watching a documentary about planes. I just watched like really random things. I was watching a documentary on planes, and what I realized that what was said was the cleaning crew has very little time to actually clean.
No, they have to come on
so they're obviously not doing a thorough
and they don't
job.
fumigate it.
It's just, can you imagine taking those bedbugs
and to
home
think,
with you?
it took the crew. It's not even that the customers got to. The crew were like they
they're
refused
exactly.
to fly
They're not
on
going
that.
to go. You know. And I know that I think our president has also made some complaints about British Airways. I think they just need to step up their game. They've
Because they
received
used
so
to
many.
be like sort of the gold standard. I mean, they're not Emirates or anything, but in
Emirates
terms
is
of
like,
Etihad and stuff, Singapore, we're not on that level. But for
Yeah.
the then kind of regular ones here, the KLMs, Lufthansa, British Airways has always stood out. So it's a shame that
It is a shame, isn't it? And the good thing is like they fly directly, so that's like really convenient. So you think they'll sort of step up their game.
But I think we can agree that generally there's this problem with airlines and their Africa routes.
Yes, there's been a
They
lot of
always
complaints.
use the old planes. The baggage restrictions are always harsher. Whatever. Meanwhile, we always pay a lot more than.
Oh, we do. Huh?
I
didn't even realize.
The Africa routes, when you
Africa
calculate the distance and the price,
it's way more.
Way more. Yeah. So we see you, and we expect you to do better.
And someone was saying that, Ghanaians don't really have an international airline, so you shouldn't be complaining. But I'm saying that argument is just rubbish. If I go to a hotel and I'm saying that, okay, the quality of the hotel, the quality of the rooms or the bathrooms or whatever is no good. Does that mean because I don't own a hotel,
mansion,
so I shouldn't complain? which
I paid
by the
for
way,
it.
aside. Anyway, that's the story for another day. But if you say you're a 4-star or 5-star hotel and there's mold in your bathroom, you know what? You have a problem. Yeah. So that's bed bugs on British Airways.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so my what the F is, well, eye-catching to say the least.
Yeah.
So I was minding my business on Facebook the other day, and I saw, actually, let me stop lying. It's my friend Lebanese that brought this to my attention. So my what the F is on Madina Broni, a.k.a. Angela Coleman, a.k.a. Ghana's first transsexual, her words. So this week, she was profiled both on Joy Prime News or whatever, and this 15-minute video on GhanaCelebrities.com. Okay? So now, before I get anywhere, the what the F is not the part about the transsexuality. That's not even the what the F here. Now, I just have to say, I don't, in theory, or not even in theory, and in practice, I really don't have a problem with transgenders, transsexuals, or whatever it is. I can't say that I truly believe that you can be born into the wrong body. I don't know what that means. Like, what does that mean? However, I think we all understand waking up and seeing our bodies and not liking what we see. Yeah. Right? That I can understand. And we've all been through that. And people get plastic surgery every day.
Absolutely.
People don't typically go to the extreme of saying, I want to be somebody else. But hey, live and let live.
To each his own,
The only times where I start having a problem is because at the end of the day, I'm sorry, if you were male, you're male. You can never change your sex. Even if you present as a different gender, I can call you Alice, I'll call you Matt. I don't care, that's fine. But then when you get to the point where you're now trying to compete in women's Olympic events, then I have to be like, you know what, that's not fair. Don't try And that's when they were like, that's discriminatory. No, it isn't, because your skeletal system is still male. Your cell structure is whatever, your musculature or whatever it is. So you're going to come and win a gold medal over... What is that?
That's really not
That
fair,
is where I start, getting into issues. But other than that, hey, no probs at all. So apparently, this person was born Prince something, born and raised in Madina. He said, okay, I'm going to use he and she, but he said he doesn't mind whichever. Some people still call him Prince, her Prince, whatever. He grew up, and he's always been effeminate. They've always called him, Barbie. What do they say?
I don't know. There's a term for it, isn't it?
Kojo Besia. Or whatever. They've always, his manners, everything about him has always been effeminate. And he said that, even though his family never minded. And shout outs to Ghanaian families who accept their kids for who they are. I was very surprised. He said his grandmother was very supportive of him and all his decisions he took, his family, his siblings, and everything. So shout outs to y'all. Okay, it's rare. So, anytime he would go out, people would laugh at him, make fun of him, mock him for, walking this way or using his hands. And he said he finally got, depressed and sad about it and was like, I'm not happy with the way I look, with the way people talk about me, and I want to do something about it. So he said he had some friends in Spain. I'm like, okay. And then, so he got himself to Spain somehow and started taking hormones there. And then after taking the hormones for a number of years, actually had the full-on gender reassignment surgery. So so he's like completely, like he has a vagina now. Right. He has breasts and everything. So he's officially now a she. Yes. Okay, right. So, and this is where what the F bit comes in. Now, it would apparently, it is Angela Coleman, because now she's a woman, that contacted both Ghana celebrities and whatever for an interview. She asked them to interview her. Okay. So I'm like, why though? Why? Why? Because it wasn't. The interview wasn't about advocating for trans. It was just like, look at me now. So I'm like, hey, is this some Bob Risky inspired? I'm so convinced. I'm like, okay, now like you want to become famous, it seems.
Yes, that's what I think. Because what other reason does she have for people to interview her?
You would just live your life or whatever. People didn't even know. I mean, she looked kind of cute. People wouldn't have really known that you used to be Prince, but for some reason you seem to want people to know.
Yeah, she wants the fame, isn't it?
Second, what the F point? Both the interviewers were so condescending and rude and patronizing and mocking. I'm like, look, that's your job. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have expected too much because it is Ghana. But I'm like, they're like, the woman came, the Ghana celebrities person was a woman who interviewed Angela and was like, hello. So just to make note, I am a woman. I was born a woman. I'm still a woman. You say you are a woman, but you're really a man. Like, it was just so, like, ignorant. Like, the whole... I was like, I don't know what you think you're doing. I hate it when people come and interview others and they can't even pretend like you are a journalist. You're supposed to be objective and informing us. You're not supposed to come here with all your Ghana behaviors. Like, you are walking, and so the Joy guy was even worse. Oh, Lord. He's walking in high heels in town. He's a man, but I'm like, get it together. Like, just, anyway. Oh, Lord. Also, Madam Angela is like bleached for the gods. Sis, why are you bleached up like this? As though somehow femininity is connected to bleaching. Like, where'd you... See, they always seem to pick up the worst habits of... like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing I have. They always talk about, acceptance and I'm now a real woman and blah, blah, blah. But somehow it seems like trans women think that womanhood is about having breasts and ass and looking cute.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are millions of women who don't actually look like that at all, and they're still women just fine. So that's, anyway, whatever. And also, this is like the main
What the F.
So somewhere towards the end of the interview, they're like, "Oh, so are you dating?" And he's like, "Oh," she's like, I don't remember what she said, but she's like, "I don't like black men." So this is where I was like, Prince, my friend.
He's a prince. Back to Prince.
Prince. She's like, they're like, "Hey, why?" It's like, I just don't like them. Hey, listen, hey, sister, you. It's like, I don't actually.
Maybe, issues.
Maybe I could date a black man, but marry never. It has to be. I said, look at you. Aren't you the last person that should be judging that we've now accepted that you decided to go from being Prince to Angela. We've taken it like that. But you cannot find the understanding in your heart to date somebody of your own race. I said, my friend, go and sit down. That's when I was like, go and sit down. Go and sit down, Angela. Try again later.
My goodness. I need to go look.
I was like, you, Bob.
She's always picking and choosing.
I said, well,
that's okay. So weird, though.
Anyway, so that's my what the F.
Oh, yeah.
Angela
Lots
Coleman.
of what the F's in there.
Hey.
All right. So we're on to 2 Pesewas. I'll keep it pretty short today.
Okay.
And my 2 Pesewas is... My 2 Pesewas is, it costs nothing to be nice. So a lot of the time, many of us think we're superior to others by virtue of the job that we do or some sort of a position that we hold. So people like this feel like it's okay to look down on others. So they will shout at their drivers, at their waitress, at their air hostess, at a beggar, or for example, instead of telling their house helps what to do, they'll probably be like, yeah, why don't you go and do this? Hey, blah, blah. It's not necessary.
Some people actually have a theory that you have to be nasty to your house helps.
Why?
And that's how
they
stay in place. But if you try and treat them too nicely, they
they'll
start
steal
and they'll get lazy and run away.
I don't know about that. Or some people shout at their workers as well, at their employees. Like, if you say you're a good leader, there's no reason for you to be shouting at your workers. It's not necessary. So my 2 pesos really is just, it doesn't cost anything to be nice.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It's just simple. Right.
So be nicer.
Be nicer, exactly. be nicer. It's not that hard.
Okay.
All right.
So, for my 2 Pesewas, for the second week in a row, I have to issue a
disclaimer.
If you are sensitive, of a sensitive constitution to curse words, for one thing, this would be where you would just skip to the end. Mm-hmm. If there are youth in the room, please tell your youth to leave. If you've decided to stay. We're about to get into some stuff. Ooh. And I need to be able to speak freely. So.
All right.
Are we ready?
Yes, we
are. Have you left? Or are you here? Are you skipping to the end? All right, so my 2 Pesewas, and I'm going to try and keep this, but I don't know. I'm just going to talk. My 2 Pesewas this week are on curse words and shitholes.
Yes. Trump.
And I've been having lots of issues, so bear with me. Like, my notes keep vanishing. So, on curse words. Now, I happen to be a huge fan of curse words. I really am. I think that they make the world a better place. I think they take our boring sentences and inject them with flavor and character. Basically, curse words are Maggie Cube for sentences. Maggie Cubes nice for language, yes. So you can imagine my delight that in the past 2 weeks, all these mainstream media newscasters and whatnot have, shall we say, loosened their ties a bit.
They were all using...
And really embraced, the curse word in particular, the word shithole, and we'll get to that in a minute. Really embraced it. You can see... They roll it around in their mouth, savor the taste, and then they drop it. And you can see the twinkle in their eye when they do. Just that they've been enjoying using the word shithole. Like,
restricted for so long.
Exactly.
Now,
Matty chain. Now, on to the topic of shitholes. Now, obviously, and by the time this comes out, I'm sure you'll be exhausted, of this topic. But, hey, unless you've been living under a rock, by now that Donald Trump, in a meeting described Haiti, African countries, and some South American countries as shitholes, okay? Yeah. which launched a whole brouhaha. Now, there have been so many think pieces, videos, blog posts, articles written around this since he said it. And he pretended he didn't, but you said it.
You said
You
it. Come on.
big Cheeto. Anyway, with a nasty ass toupee. Anyway, so, and so far what I've seen tends to fall into two categories. Okay, it's either the keep it real people who are like, you come from a shithole. Exactly. Why are you mad now? Okay. And that applies to both his support base and also to Africans.
Yes.
And since this is two Pesewas and it's about Ghana and Africa, I'm going to relate it to Ghana in this case, but it applies, generally speaking. Keep it real, Ghana is a shithole, so why you mad? And the other response tends to be what I call the kings and queens response, where somebody will come and say, I am a model, an astrophysicist, and a baby whisperer from Transsexual. So, media, I'm not from a shithole, right? Yeah. And so my personal take on this is a lot less binary, okay? It's not today that I'm not going to pretend that I don't think Ghana is a shithole. I live here, I know what's up. However, Donald Trump is still an utter piece of trash for having said so. And so now today, what we're going to do, and this goes, Donald, I hope you find a way to listen to this. We are going to have a lesson about shitholes.
Right.
All right. So number one, shitholes aren't places, they are states of being. What this means is, again, relating it to Ghana, Ghana is not a shithole per se. However, it is in a state of shitholery. Right. And that distinction becomes important. Moving on to point number two.
Look at that.
Shitholes are transitory. What this means is, what is a shithole today may not be a shithole tomorrow. What was a shithole, for example, New York in the 1900s, cannot really be described as a shithole today. So shitholes are not permanent. Number three, shitholes are relative and aggregated. What this means is that when we're deciding whether a country is a shithole or not, all we actually do is add up all the shithole-ish circumstances and compare them against the utopias or paradises, and then say, okay, is it more shithole or less shithole compared to, let's say, a different country?
Right.
So for any country that is either labeled a paradise or a shithole based on your aggregates, it means that regardless, they're always going to have a mix of both.
Yes.
Therefore, Madame from Transsexual talking about media, I don't come from a shithole. She's right. Her experience has not been shithole-ish as compared to somebody who lives in Nima,
so she can't
for
relate.
example. My next point, shitholes are not absolute. This means one man's shithole is another man's paradise.
You're right.
Okay?
Right.
For example, Donald Trump happens to think America is the greatest country on earth, blah, 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 blah. There are currently Black Americans from America who emigrated in this 2000s, to countries like Ghana, Nigeria, and what have you. Because for them, regardless, their experience in America makes it a shithole for them. Because they keep getting racially profiled, they keep getting shot down in the streets because of institutional racism, they can't get jobs. Therefore, it is a shithole for them.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have left.
Okay? Now, it might not be a shithole living in the same town, same area, for somebody called Todd who works at wherever, and is having the time of his life.
Right.
Okay? That's another thing to note about shitholes. Now, here are the important ones. Shitholes are not born, they are made. Right. So, for example, Ghana is a shithole. Yes, I say that all the time. However, I also understand how it became a shithole. Centuries of colonial oppression, slavery, and even when we so-called escaped those things, our own leaders who were mandated to take us out of the shithole-ish conditions decided they were only going to do so for themselves and their families. Now, Donald Trump, you and I know, maybe you don't know because you don't read, that the CIA proactively destabilized this country by conspiring to have Nkrumah overthrown.
Yeah.
Therefore, you have no basis, no right to open that orifice you call a mouth and talk about Ghana as though you don't know that you had a hand in creating the shitholish conditions in which we now find ourselves. You are not in a position to talk about anybody.
He's not in a position to talk about anything. Honestly.
Anything. Now, the number one takeaway here, shitholes have no citizens. Let me explain. Now, we heard that shitholes are not places, they are states of being. We heard that shitholes are transitory. And all this means that one can be in the shithole, but not of the shithole. Okay? That means we cannot judge the quality of the individual by the mere fact that they live in a shithole.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
And in actual fact, shitholes tend to create individuals who are optimistic, entrepreneurial, resilient, and hopeful. People who wake up every morning, gather some shit, and turn it into gold with no assistance.
Thank you.
Things that Donald Trump, with his mediocre cloak, protective cloak of whiteness, you basic ass white man who said, who was given everything in life and
all the
still
time.
managed to flop multiple times, whose averageness is the only thing that elevated due to the presidency, whose only platform is racism and resentment that everyone, literally anyone around you, literally a 5-year-old can do your job better than you. You would know nothing about that. Now, let me put it this way. It is people from shitholes that made America great, honey. Shitholes like Germany at the time, Italy, okay, France, England, Ireland, those were all shitholes. Like I said, it's transitory. They might not be now, they were then. And that's why people left in the millions. And they took the lessons the shitholes taught them and made America what it is. So for you to today now say that Haitians shouldn't come there, Ghanaians, Nigerians, you go get. We are the one. Now, I will say, people use their powers for evil a lot of the time.
True.
They take that hustler's mindset and ambition and use to go and steal from their jobs.
Yes,
But I like to think that given different circumstances, they can apply all the lessons learned in the shitholes, the skill sets that shitholes teach you, and apply it and turn it into magic and build corporations.
Absolutely.
And they do that all the time. There's so many good things in America that are attributed to immigrants. They are all immigrants, okay? But ultimately, at the end of the day, we know this was never really about the shitholes themselves. And that's what people don't understand. It wasn't about the shitholes. It was about the fact that he's racist. And he's decided that shitholes are based on color and not their states of being per se.
But people still defend
Now,
him.
2 out of your 3 wives came from shitholes. Otherwise, why did they leave there either? Why? Why did they leave? If it was so great, they wouldn't have left. Okay, like I said, it's always a shithole to someone. So please, never open. Anyway, it's no point saying anything about him, but I'm just saying, all this is just a lesson on shitholes. It's not necessarily a bad thing to come from a shithole, I'll tell you what. However, for us, the lesson here is that instead of whining about, oh my God, how dare you?
Let's do something.
Do better. Yeah. Yes, how dare him indeed. But it's not because he called us a shithole. We are. He just doesn't have the right to say it. You and I do. And the reason we do it is because we love our countries and we want ourselves to do better. And we can do better because the shithole has taught us amazing skills. So let's go out there and use them. And that's why 2 pesos.
Absolutely. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. I loved every minute of that. Great.
Okay, I'm tired now.
Right.
Do you have shout outs?
No, I didn't think of any.
You don't have friends anymore.
I do,
This is like 2 weeks
but,
now.
Well, let me think. Do you have any quick shout outs? And at the moment, who do I need to shout out? Nobody. Today I don't have anything.
All right. Well, I'm going to say a quick shout out to my friend Imad Hassan. Hey. That is my Pakistani boo who we adopted. He's Ghanaian. When we were in college, we had him running around calling people Kwasians. And saying, hey, He's lovely. He's an amazing human being. He's been very supportive. He's the first person who actually went on our Facebook page and left us a 5-star review.
Oh, he's the one.
Yes.
All right.
So I love you, Ima. Thank you for listening. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being you. Aww. And that's it for this week.
I just remembered. I do have a shout out. Shout outs to Esther in Duega. I know you've been listening as well. I haven't seen you in years. Hopefully this year I'm coming to North Carolina. So.
Hey.
Yeah,
they say you shouldn't tell people you're traveling.
Oh, true.
Ghana witches.
The witches will just take my ticket and everything. So yeah, thank you. Mess
up your visa.
Exactly. Thank you for listening. Right.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
So I hope I didn't talk too much.
No,
but
you're
anyway,
good.
Till next week.
All right, bye. If you enjoyed the episode and you're listening to us on any of our platforms, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and we'd also love for you to share this episode with your friends. Let's continue the conversation. We'd like to hear your feedback. Information on how to reach us on our website can be found in the description.